You should come and do the meditation. It's all about.
I know.
If not
I know.
now,
We
then
have
not now.
we have Sam. Hey everyone, welcome to the Learning to Lose podcast. We have Sam. Sam Scott. Dopest name. He's been on twice. He's on with Wickham right now, and Billy is. I don't know. He'll be here soon. And Tim's over here just yapping in the other room. But
I should probably close this.
He's got like a week or two sober. And Tim's been coming to our meetings, and he's doing pretty good, I guess. I guess more will be revealed. So one thing I did want to do, Wickham, is I listened to I AB'd this with Joe, and his shit is just a little louder.
Okay.
But I think that might just mean that we need to get some kind of limiter.
Oh, like a physical limiter?
Yeah, something that will just
I thought that's what the cloud boosters did.
The cloud boosters are boosters, but a limiter or a compressor of some sort will kind of bring the levels all up, and it will keep them from peaking when they get too loud. So it'll give us the ability to turn everything up a little bit without it distorting.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'll buy it tomorrow.
So Sam said a couple really cool things today at the meeting. He said that the first thing that was cool that he said was traffic is only as annoying as I am late. I think you could also apply that to almost everything in life, because it's if I'm irritated or agitated or whatever, it's just because something's wrong with me, or
it's bringing out something. The situation is pressing up against a nerve that is only there and reactive because of the position I put myself in the first place.
Or expectations,
right?
That
Absolutely.
you had.
Yeah, the moment I need anyone to be any one thing, I've lost.
So right now for me, I'm just not my all the numbers aren't as high as they were as they once were, and it's just you want things to grow, and you want to just I guess my mind just goes right to oh, okay, it's finally ending. That was cool. That was a cool little run. Mm-hmm. I rode the little TikTok wave, boom, the little TikTok boom wave, and now it's just gonna level out and just fade away into the ether. Because who the fuck did I ever think I was anyway? I mean, that's kind of what my head will tell me, you know? But my therapist today was like, okay, so what does that mean? Let's just say that happens. What is that? Why is that such a bad thing?
Right.
Mm-hmm. It's only because I don't want to be normal. I don't want to.
When you say normal, do you mean?
Well, bro, let's just be real, bro. You don't either. You want to be a successful writer. It's like making movies. Yeah. And that's not normal. That's
no, absolutely, but I think
and you've broken your back to become that.
Right.
And you've sacrificed so much to be that. Why wouldn't you just have a normal, chill life? Why would you sacrifice so much? And Wickham has too. That's how I know he wants some degree of, you're basically dedicating almost all your time to something creative. He leaves here and goes and does crazy 3D renders. So you're obviously desperately searching for that too.
Yeah, for sure.
A certain degree of it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
like this. No further than this.
Okay.
No further than a fist away.
Yeah.
But I also think
it's on a crane. I can just move it closer to me.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
So
crane.
I left school with I'd come from a family of self-employed, real estate developers. And I started a business in waste management for bars, restaurants, and hotels, which is to say that I drove a cage van around Soho in London and collecting trash for bars and restaurants at 20 years of age, which was about this abject desire to go after life in whatever way that I could, to stake my claim that said I was real, that I was going to be successful, that I was going to do something with my life. But it was always out of the ordinary. It wasn't like I was going to go and get a 9 to 5 and...
Wait, you're saying that you took the waste management job?
No, I started a company in waste management.
So you started the company
because I was trying to prove to my self-employed family that I was like them.
And you were going to just crush it.
Yeah, and the truth is I was working 14 hours a day, 7 days a week, and I was coming home at night and working on my screenplay. And the point is to say that, you know, I write because I have to write. I love it, but I have to. And I've tried in many different ways to outrun it. I went into advertising, I went into waste management, I went into self-employment, I went into employment. I tried various ways to feather my nest so that one day out in the great blue yonder I could write with security, because I didn't want to starve for my art. And I found out that, like, if you try and go that route, it will eat you alive. And if you are an artist of any kind or a creative of any kind, lean into that. So and because it's the quickest route to abundance, joy, peace of any kind. And that the attempt to deny that in yourself will only lead to failure and misery in my experience. Because everything that I tried in every other route, advertising and every other job I had under the sun, failed. I mean, I was in active addiction as well, which is probably why, but, you know, everything I did turned to shit because life was like, we told you you're a writer, what are you doing? Do you not find that, like, you love what you do creatively, but you do it because if you don't, something inside of you suffers?
Tim.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you tell Tim to keep it down? I can, like, hear him on the mic.
Yeah, that's why I'm, like, so grateful to, like, have this job. Like, I don't have really anywhere else to go. Like, where would I go that's, like, better than this? Like, yeah, I'd be fucked leaving anywhere else. Yeah. And, like, because I, like, tried working at my parents' company, and I tried editing at a trailer house that, like, edited Marvel movies, and it was, like, my dream, but I couldn't do it. It was miserable. So I'm grateful I'm, like, there's a place where I could be creative, get paid.
Yeah, but also I want to encourage him and, like, CJ and everyone here to also do, like, their own thing. Like, they get to be creative here, and I want them to have creative control and freedom and stuff, but, like, who knows? I think there's room to chip away at, like, something else too, like your 3D designs and stuff like that. Like, I don't know, maybe he wants to start producing music a little bit on the side one day. I just, for any creative, I think that they do need to have that kind of freedom, and it is really nice that we're able to pay, and I'm stoked to have him too. I feel like I want to give these guys enough creative freedom so that they'll actually want to stay, because I know that's what fills me up, is like you design that shirt. Like, I almost just want to make it just to see, just so you can, like, see what that is like,
Right.
because it's like your thing.
Yeah.
And, like, he actually already did that with Billy. I made a burn ass hat for this fool. You see that blue and white one?
No.
That's his hat.
All the learning to lose.
Yeah, but it's actually not. It's dope for him.
It kind of, it does work for him.
And for, like, Lovey. And, like, I feel like somebody came the other day and they were like, this is, like, your hat for you, for this type of dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the cool thing about learning to lose, is there could be something for everyone, for the chicks and for the skaters and for the young kids, and then, like, for, like, you know, Billy type, Lovey Billy types.
I love how Lovey and Billy are in a box together. Literally two men who couldn't be less alike.
No, but I feel like their style, you kind of see how they have, like,
both rock that hat.
Yeah, they both have, like, a very, like, kind of a plain style about them.
Yeah.
Right?
There's only 3 people who like that hat. Me. What's your boy's name? He's in Montana. He wants to be a rancher.
Oh, Troy.
Troy.
Yeah.
And Lovey.
It's a Troy hat. Totally. Which is, but the thing about Billy that's dope is it might seem like it's a very basic, simple type of hat, but he probably put more creative input into that hat than, like, probably any piece of merch that we've ever made. except for maybe like the.
I helped with your shirt too. Remember, we came up with that idea
we're
together.
We're not anonymous one. Yeah, that one has more than the hat. But that hat is like, it's plain, but it has a lot going on. You talking about the we're not anonymous one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then you got scared and you're like, I don't know if we should even make this.
I'm still scared.
That's when you know you're on something.
Actually, dude, that's true.
Yeah.
Somebody actually, oh man, I don't know if I'm even going to be able to find this, but somebody did a post, like they posted about receiving their merch. I don't know why I didn't do edit. I'm never going to be able to find it now.
While you look for it, I want to talk about something to do with the meeting, which is about what we're talking about, which is that the meeting was we were reading from the Sermon on the Mount, and the line we got stuck on for the entire meeting was resist not evil. And I was listening to a radio program years ago, long before I got sober, an interview with Anthony Hopkins, and he was talking about how he'd tried to be what everybody wanted in an actor for a long time, and it had left him wanting. And then he said these words that changed the course of my entire existence, professionally and personally, when he said, ignore your dark side at your peril. Because I had tried to, I was at that point I was writing romantic comedies that were not romantic or funny, because I thought that was what would sell. And I started leaning into the darkest sides of myself and finding out that was the most commercial thing about me. And that, when I would come up with an idea that I would think, it's too dark, no one's going to fucking touch that. Those are the things that get me more meetings, that get me, much more traction than the thing I think everyone is going to like or want. Whenever I write something I think is going to sell, no one reads it. It doesn't get further than my reps. When I write
the tracks weren't on R. Now if you hit record again, it should be fine.
Yeah, no, but you were, do you know where you were? You were saying whenever you write something that's...
Yeah, we're recording now?
Yeah.
Okay, so whenever I write what I think people want to read or is going to sell or has commercial value, it never gets past my reps. But when I write the thing, I'm actually tripping on the same moment because... Like I consult writers, and whenever I meet them the first time, that we have this initial consult where they bring me all the current ideas that they have for a screenplay. And the question is always, which one should I write of all these? And I don't even need to look at them. The answer is always none of them. Because if it was any of these ideas, you would know. Because the answer to what you should write is the thing you can't not write.
I'm just so glad that
it's the thing that you like.
We met this guy. He's so everything you say is right on.
Like the last the last TV show I created was an intensely dark idea, but the way that the pilot ended stood me up out of bed at 2:30 in the morning. I was like staring at my sleeping wife, and I was like, oh my fucking God, I have to fucking write this. And it was nothing to do with it was the most unsellable. In the face of the Me Too movement, it was about male sexuality and exploration of that. But I came up with this 3-line ending to the end of the pilot, and literally I felt like every nerve ending in my being was on fire. And it's like, that's when you know.
What was the 3 lines?
Well, I'd have to
give us context. I know.
Give you full context.
But
I can give you a short pitch of the pilot story.
Yeah, well, I just wonder what the 3 lines were.
They won't make any sense if...
But what were they?
Where the fuck were you?
Where the fuck were you?
So 5 words.
Interesting about that is I can relate. Like you'll write something and it'll just electrify you. It's weird. Like, well, what's that about?
It's when that to me says the universe. That's what universe's way of saying you're onto something. Keep going down this path, because the things that light you up light your readers up. Laborious to write is laborious to read. Fun to write is fun to read. If you've struggled through something because you thought it was commercial, that I can tell that when I'm reading it. It's painful to read because you have no connection to the story you're telling. When someone's stuck in a story, when they get
new
tripped
Star
up,
Wars. Sorry.
Yeah,
that's right. But whenever someone's stuck on a creative project, it's because they've forgotten to have fun with the story they're telling, whether it's a song or a feature or everything in between. It's like, just have fun with it.
Yeah.
And when the reason you get jammed up is because you've gone from having fun with the story you're telling to trying to pander to an audience that doesn't yet exist.
We need to find. I feel like we need to find that, like, here.
Yeah.
In this environment. Like, you guys down here, like, trying to make a show about, like, with a bunch of, like, alcoholics up there that you don't really need to know, and then there's, like, me and Mikey, like, and Greg, and there's a lot of really fun shit happening throughout the day here, especially, like, with Greg and, like, Danielle and her thing with, like, Danielle has, like, a thing with, like, everyone. It's like,
she does.
There's a lot happening here that's, like, very fun and, like, very contentable.
Yeah,
we have to really start, like, noticing those things,
right.
and like creating these characters. Mm-hmm. And, like, I'm not saying you're the sad boy guy, but you kind of are, like, the sad boy guy trying to get out of the sad boy guy.
Yeah.
You're trying to not be that anymore. And, like, learning to lose, the message and this kind of therapeutic community is super conducive to everything you're going through. And it's all there's a way for us to really lean into everything that's just right in front of us. It's not like we have to look far or try even.
But
we just have to figure out what it is and capture it.
Yeah, but there's something definitely to, like, the feedback from the universe. Like, when I was making that Social Network trailer, like, when I had the idea for that, I was, like, in my car just driving, and I was just, like, I kept replaying the song in my car, like, maybe 6 or 7 or 8 times, because I had this idea to make a like that trailer you've seen, like, and I, like, had to do it. And I didn't know what it was going to be. I didn't know what the fuck we were going to do with it. If I even asked me, what is this for? I was like, I don't know.
Yeah,
but I just, like, have to make it. Yeah. And that's like weird. The dopest shit, usually.
I can relate. Like, last night I had to get up at 3 a.m. to write something. I just had to.
What? Oh, because you just had a thing.
I just had to get
up.
Bro,
what did you write?
It's written down.
I know, but bro, this is like, this is the place. You literally have a forum.
I was going to bring it, but I haven't been home. I have a plant freezing in the van right now, Billy, that cost me $450.
I'm just saying, like, you talk about writing, you talk about this stuff, right? You need to bring some shit. And we'll touch on it. We're not going to spend an hour reading all your shit, but, like,
yeah. But here's the thing: it's like, I don't really think anyone has an interest in hearing me read something I wrote.
Bullshit.
Well, I do.
Yeah, I actually want to hear it too.
And that's enough. It's not even. And how long is it? It's like a page.
Yeah.
Or less.
Yeah.
So we'll read it and we'll talk about it.
Okay.
I mean, what a great. You have
I wanted to, but I just hadn't been home to get it.
I mean, it's just. Could you imagine having, like, a podcast where you could, like, actually read that?
I can't imagine it because it exists.
It's cool. That's pretty cool.
I did it on TikTok too, and some people commented, and they're like, "I think you found your calling."
Right on.
And I was like, yeah.
And your response to that was, "I don't think anyone else on the planet wants to hear it."
I think that's just one nut that commented on there or whatever, you know.
But if someone wrote
your
something
knee
negative,
jerk is to write them off and assume that other people won't feel that way.
I just don't feel like normal people are going to want to hear it.
Well, who's normal?
Who the fuck is normal?
I don't know.
You're not writing for them. There's only 3
like
of them.
You said,
no
it's
one
this
knows
audience in your head that doesn't even exist, right?
What is that quote? I make art to disturb the comfortable and comfort the disturbed.
It comforts the disturbed.
Shit. Yeah.
There you go. Well, everyone's disturbed.
So it'll be comforting.
The dopest people are.
Yeah, but honestly, I've this idea of, like, we're addicts and everyone else is a normie. I've never met a single normie.
I know.
I've said this before, but you're either addressing the human condition or you're trying to outrun it. Those are the only 2 kinds of people.
Yeah, that's kind of what I wrote about, actually.
There you go. So it's perfect for this podcast.
Yeah.
You should bring it.
I'll bring it next time.
Okay.
What's up, bro?
Woody's coming.
All right, cool. So check it out. So he.
We are not anonymous anymore.
Like he like said it. You know what I'm saying? Like.
And not only did I get that, I got a
So like, and I'm like, oh, like it kind of scared me a little bit. I'm like, we're not enough. Like it's some guy like saying it. I'm like, ooh, like what does that mean? Like, I'm just picturing what people are.
Mark Maron just said it on his latest podcast. He said,
what?
I'm not anonymous.
Whoa.
Oh, really?
Because everyone's breaking out. It's like, how can you talk about it
Yeah.
in this kind of venue unless you're not anonymous and you want to talk about it because it addresses the human condition? Is that what you called it?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I feel it. I feel it every day for what we're about, like what we're doing here. You know, I feel like it's really just it's dope.
Well, I mean, I think the thing I was going to say about this thing that you're in an environment surrounded by constant content is the perfect phrase that you used is to capture the content as opposed to either chasing or attempting to create it.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is I've been leaning into what I think is going to work.
Right, rather than just capturing it.
Yeah, rather than just doing what I believe. Like, dude, Gary Vee talks about, like, just doing... Like Gary Vee says that you should basically just spend, like, 4 years making content, but never look at how it does. Which is impossible, but I love that. I almost want to just give it up to, like, someone... Like... That's why I kind of sometimes like it when you guys can just like post for me.
Yeah.
Because you're not as emotionally attached to what people say about me.
Yeah.
And also the results. Because it's already like a good little platform. Any way you slice it, it's cool. It's a nice little following. Every video has the potential to like go viral if it's a good enough video that resonates with enough people.
Every video has the potential to get seen by one person who's going to say,
yeah,
hey,
but
I'm
that's
gonna get
not
sober.
enough for me.
What's the point,
That is
though?
ultimately
I know, but I'm
why
going to
you're
stop
doing
pretending like that's enough for me.
Okay.
What's the point?
Maybe it should be, but it's just not.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be okay with just one view. Sorry.
Not one view. I'm not saying one view. I'm saying out of the millions of views.
Yeah, no, and it's but here's the thing: is it has already undeniably changed the lives of more than a handful of people.
Yeah.
And that's cool, but I'm trying to like have like a cultural.
So keep
I'm
going.
trying to make a cultural impact, like in a big way, and
So
that's
keep
just
going.
what I want to do.
What's the point of writing content for 4 years and not looking at the comments?
No, it's not even just the comments. It's like not looking at any of the results. Like which video does better.
But what's the point?
The point is
build
that you're just
content
going to
for the
keep
sake of
making the
building
best content.
You both talked at the same time. I have no idea what
The point
either one
is
of you
that
said.
you're just gonna make the best content that you can make, like for you. Like what do you think is the best?
Oh, so not being influenced.
Bro, I'm like filming
Okay.
Rudy and asking Rudy questions about Veronica, and like I don't even care. Like Rudy's in the closet with Veronica, and I walk in there and film them in the closet just because I know it's gonna like get a reaction and do well.
Right.
I know that video is gonna get like 50,000 more views
Okay.
than me just talking about something that like is actually gonna really help some people.
I understand, but what you really want to do is just talk about something that really helps people, or I mean, the point here is being influenced in your creativity. I thought, but
You mean inspired?
well, no, you guys are just saying all this stuff about not
Chasing the results.
chasing the results or trying to write or produce or make for an audience that you think is going to like it. You're just doing it for yourself.
Well, the point we're making is that if you don't look at the results, you can't chase them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's why he said that. That's why Gary Vee
Oh,
said
okay.
just
Thanks.
make.
That's all I was asking.
Yeah, he said just make content for a while and don't even look at it. Dude, I feel like kids, Gen Z, dude, kids like you're like a fucking anomaly, honestly, bro. Because I feel like a lot of most kids that grew up in your generation are even more self-conscious than we are.
Yeah.
They're like terrified of looking the wrong. They're like deleting posts.
Yeah.
Deleting
It's very
posts. You
common.
deleted your whole feed.
Yeah.
I don't know how you overcame that.
And they're looking up to these people.
I saw this TikTok that was like Gen Z be like, and this guy was like, I just don't want to be perceived anymore. And I'm tired of being perceived. I was like, I kind of get that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it means it has a different meaning, and like it carries a different kind of weight for people who grew up only in that.
But it's also an interesting thing about what he sounds like he's saying to me is I want to be seen instead of being perceived. Like, instead of everyone choosing to decide about me what they think based on what they think they see, I want people to actually look and actually see.
Yeah, I hear that. I don't know if that's what you were saying, but I agree.
I don't know if that's what he was feeling. I don't know like how deep they like think into it.
Right.
You know? Like they just kind of don't. Like even look at like their TikToks, like they post like 6 TikToks and that's it. Like they don't keep trying, they don't keep posting, and their Instagram has like they deleted all their posts, so they have like only 10 of their coolest posts. That's it.
Who's they?
Well, a lot of my Gen Z friends, like that's how they are.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Do you agree with the I heard
I
that
wonder if I should do that just to clear out some of the bullshit, so that like the posts that have meaning and that they're actually really good and impactful.
I've thought about that too on your stuff, but I don't know. That's a different conversation.
But who knows? Because different people like different stuff. So some might jive with that, you know.
Because it's just there's so much.
Oh, it's overwhelming.
But you know what? No, I don't want to do that because I think that it's not even so much about what I'm saying. It's about like how I'm saying it and how I act and how I talk, and my character will become known over time. And you're either attracted to like my energy or you're not.
Yeah, and I also feel like your content is like a little like too high level for like a lot of the Gen Z people. Like they're not thinking about. They don't even know what humility means.
You know what though? I get what you're saying, but dude, this girl today was probably a lot younger than you, and she's like a fan. Did I tell you about this?
Yeah, you did.
She's just some girl at the juice barn. I went to this juice place. I got a juice, and after I ordered my juice, she was like, "Are you Pat Ridge?" And it was cool. It was like right, and I said straight up, I'm like, thanks so much. I'm feeling really insecure about my content right now. Like I just told her that.
Yeah.
You know, because I was, and she's super young.
Yeah.
But she relates to like me and Veronica, and just how she notices an authenticity in our interactions.
Right.
So even if they don't know what I'm saying, there's an authenticity about how I'm saying it.
Right.
I think there's an authenticity about how all of us are acting on social media.
It's like these animated movies they make now that make the adults laugh and entertain the little kids at the same time. Like there's different levels.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoa. Yeah.
But also there was a moment,
And like you have pink hair, like we all have different. I like look a certain way, so even if they don't know what I'm saying, they like feel it.
Yeah,
dude, I want to almost start like just not even trying to make content.
Yeah,
like I almost want to just like I'm gonna just do it real quick. Like, what if we just started making, like, what if we just started posting videos that were just like totally like normal interactions?
Yeah.
And it wasn't like some plan or some message or anything
I would love
special.
that. I would love that because it seems authentic.
I do that on my TikTok. People enjoy it for sure. It's like a slice of life. Like it's like funny because they like on your page you're like serious and you're in a life crisis like every day, and on mine you're just like laughing all the time,
right?
Because I only film when we're just fucking around,
right?
You know,
I forget.
One of my favorite quotes is that there's nothing so commonplace as the need to appear exceptional. And so the greatest way to stand out right now is to, as you say, make posts that are truly authentic and not attempting to be a message.
It's funny because my whole thing is like authenticity, real, but then I start leaning into like drama, but doing it in like a real way, not trying to. But I'm just like I'm highlighting intense moments when I could just be doing normal talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me of that part from that movie Batman with the Joker, and he's like, "Why so serious?" or whatever that one line. Like,
right.
I don't know why. I want to ask you about Gen Z's after.
Me?
No, I want to ask him.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
No, because Pat's walking away, and I wanted to ask him
you wanted
something.
to ask me? Yeah, I just need to pee real quick.
No, it's fine because I can't actually. There was a post yesterday I saw it this morning, but I think it was from Sunday morning. You and Veronica were having breakfast together, and she pointed out something about one of your posts, and your only reaction was to say, "Wow, so people really are watching." Like someone had made a comment, or something had been said, and your only response to it was, "Wow, people really do watch my stuff."
Oh, was it the lady with the stop sign that got fired? Is that the video?
Yes.
Oh, dude, that girl got fired.
I know, but
Yeah.
your reaction, it was so interesting because you were like, I can't believe she got fired. I feel really bad. And then you were like, but people really are watching my shit. I was like,
Right.
and that was the underneath, the truth about your reaction was like, yeah, but people are watching.
Oh yeah, well for sure. It's well
But
because
I love
that's
I love that it's like
that's the
when you get
goal,
to see
right?
the
Yeah,
truth,
it's
right?
I'm so honest, like,
Right.
and even if it looks a certain way, I don't really care because like that's the goal for everyone. If you're on social media and you're trying to create something,
No one's putting anything out for 3
Wait a
likes.
minute.
right? So
You got somebody fired, Pat? Besides your wife?
So you know that crossing guard, that really mean crossing guard at
No.
at Willow.
But okay.
I just filmed her, and I got to be honest with you, man. Like she's
Oh, I know who you're
She's a
talking
bitch,
about.
dude.
She's a little over the top.
so I filmed something she did, and apparently she got fired over it.
Holy shit.
Which is 2 birds with 1 stone. She sounds like she was fucking horrible. And you get to find out the power
She
of your
goes,
own social
"Bunch of
media.
assholes. What?
You get to find out the power of your own social media account. So it's like 2 for 1.
Does
Yeah.
she know that she got fired from that?
No, but I was also, but Sam, don't. I also was like upset that she got fired though.
No, I understand.
What's up, bro?
What's up? I'm just seeing what y'all are.
How you doing?
Dude, today's a long day. That kid is a lot. Bro.
Who?
The kid we just took. We
Oh,
got
you
rid of
just
him.
got back.
We went to like the Bible study. We took him to it, and then we found him like we were calling 100 places, and we finally got him into a place.
Wait, you took him to a
Bible study with like me and Danielle. That Jonathan dude's Bible study.
and he was just like his energy was just off.
Dude, that kid's just been abused his whole life.
So then you found a place. What place did you find?
Some sober living. They sent like a Uber to pick him up.
Why didn't he come here?
He did come here, and like he like threatened Pat.
So wait, so he went to another sober living where he's obviously not. It's not going to work out there either. I'm sure.
No, he has like insane trust issues, and like he just lashes out at anyone and everything. So
Yeah.
it's pretty sad actually. He's telling his story. His mom and dad have abused him his whole life. So
Physically, you mean, or mentally?
yeah,
or-
physically, mentally.
There's just no way it would have ever worked with him here.
No, he would have been he just wouldn't have worked with our structure and like
Yeah.
having to hold people accountable. He would have been like lashing out.
So we had this guy come by earlier that was just a nightmare of a person. I really can't even explain.
Like, what if we just started posting?
Can I ask a few questions to Sad Boy? Just sorry.
Nah, it's all good.
But you know what? That really sticks because you do. Even at home and stuff, you seem sad.
I just want to
Billy's my
say for the
roommate.
record that I don't actually see you that way. You guys live
Right.
together?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
lives with me, so he knows.
You live with him?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That I did
It
not.
just seems kind of sad. You didn't used to seem that way. I remember when I first met you and you had your long hair and you were always kind of smiling and upbeat.
Yeah.
And now you're like kind of sad.
The fact that you two live together is tripping me out. I want to talk about content creation.
I know.
Oh, there's nothing happening.
I know, but I need to.
No,
make,
just
I
the
need to make
fact.
content with
Like
Billy.
a camera on the wall, I'd watch that 24/7.
Well, we actually get along pretty well.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sure.
fine. You should
You're
have done
both
it when
good
me and
people.
Rudy were living
Yeah,
there.
that would
would
have been good content.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I'm sure that was more volatile.
yeah.
Yeah,
Just high tension.
yeah.
God bless you, Rudy. I nothing against Rudy, but you know.
It was
No, I'm not talking about Rudy at all. I'm talking about newly sober alcoholics. It's just it's a kettle of fish.
right.
Have you read The War of Art? Sorry, you
No,
want to
my
talk to them
sponsor's
about-
going through that
Oh
with
my
a group.
God. It's very like
And they have-
anyone listening and you specifically should read it
What's it called?
immediately, if not sooner.
It's like the
War
opposite
Art.
of the art of war.
Yeah, it's about the resistance that sits between us and doing the thing that
Oh,
we
maybe
should
he's
with our
reading
lives.
The Art of War. I don't know which one he's
I'm going to
doing.
give you a quote from the book that I think
Okay.
you need to hear. I found it when you were talking about your writing and whether or not anyone, even though the people that have heard it like it, no one else will. And the quote is, if you find yourself asking, am I really a writer? Am I really an artist? The chances are you are. The counterfeit innovator is wildly self-confident. The real one is scared to death.
Whoa,
You
dude.
think that's true?
100%.
That's so true, dude. It's so
100%.
true. We'll never meet the world's greatest artist because he's like too insecure to release anything.
And when I was doing the least writing, I was talking about it non-stop. The way I went about my writing career in my 20s was to go to bars and tell women at the bar about all the writing I was doing so I could see in their eyes that it sounded like a good idea. And when they said, oh my God, that sounds amazing, I would take the fuel from that fire in their voice and I would think, it does sound amazing, and on Monday I'm going to fucking do it. And I did that for 12 years because I was terrified of like, what if I actually commit and I can't? So, yeah, read that book immediately if not seen it. That book, life changing.
Does it have task for you to do?
No, it has. I mean, not necessarily, but what it does is it's in 3 sections, and the first section in masterful detail, in 2-page chapters of which there are maybe 100 of them, calls out every way in which we allow resistance to show up in our lives and get in the way of our just getting started.
Okay.
And the relationships that we build and the relationship we have with ourselves.
Fuck yeah, bro. This shit's starting to kick in right now, dog.
The tea, you mean?
Oh yeah, of course it's got to be the war of art because the art of war is about war,
Yeah,
right?
it's about the
Okay.
tat.
Oh, the war.
This-
I've finished it. I mean, it's a short book. You got to do it.
Yeah,
It's
you
like,
can read it in a day.
I told Veronica, Pat's wife, to read it as well because it's like if you're thinking about like getting your rhythm down, which I had to do. I'm like books. I always felt left out my whole life. I grew up with, oh, did you read this book? I was like always left out. And then I finally realized the magic of audiobooks.
Right.
And now I'm in the game. Like last year, I just fucking crushed a bunch of books. But you also have to figure out, even with an audiobook, what's your rhythm? Where do you do it?
Yeah.
Because there's not only so many hours in the day. If you're commuting, a lot of people crush them on long drives.
Pat,
If you're
can we get the War of Art on the audiobooks?
I already have it.
yeah.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah, I
And
already
then-
have it. I thought it was Martin Scorsese's wife's book.
Stephen Pressfield is the author.
Oh great.
So it's a guy, so that definitely counts that out. But so I found my rhythm became this like somehow I turned this corner recently where I became a morning person. Not super early, but like for me 7:30, 8 is like crazy earlier than I ever thought I'd be getting up at my own will. And my whole thing was I get up, pop headphones in, then go down and like take my vitamins, brush my teeth. I'd already be 20 minutes into an audiobook just getting down to the gym or where I like to work out, and I'd listen to the audiobooks while sort of working out. So it gave me this like double motivation to like work out, because starting working out is fun, but that middle 80% is like not very enjoyable. But now I'm also being entertained. It's like, so that's my rhythm. This is a long answer of saying
All right. So look.
How long have you had that tattoo on your neck?
not long.
So hold up. Are you? I'm proud of you for just walking in the middle and just letting it ride.
Yeah.
That's how we roll here. It's not even that serious. I just remember one time we had you on and like we started like, and he was in the kitchen and he was like, you got all mad that we started without you. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
And then
kind
you were
of.
like, I'm not even going to do it. I was like, dude, this is not even that serious. Like, you should come on. Like, and I'm excited. We'll probably have Tim on more now. Because not just because he's sober, but like you've been sober for. I mean, it's not like the longest it's not like he has a problem getting sober, but like this time he's really. I don't know. I'm excited.
Well, I haven't even smoked weed or anything in 9 days. So even on times it's like I don't drink often for a week, sometimes 2 weeks, but there's always some. I mean, it's usually.
I'm so beside myself seeing Tim like here talking this way because I didn't, and I don't know you that well, but I never envisioned you if somebody wanted to get sober, ever. Mm-hmm. Do you want to get sober?
Yeah.
Why?
Level of sobriety is still a little TBD, but I'm diving in right now. It's like right now I want to be determined.
Oh,
Just because there's certain, I mean,
what do you mean? There's levels of sobriety?
for me there would. I mean,
You mean the degree of abstinence?
No, well, yeah. Like, I mean, I guess like, you know, like weed, for example, has only been what I have seen a positive in my life. So like whether that's a part of, I would consider not drinking and like hard drugs and potentially smoking weed. I would consider that, at least how I feel kind of now, sober for me, or like, you know, but right now I'm not trying to like get to that point. I'm just trying to go like, right now I just want to clear all things for a good amount of time and then kind of recircle. Do I still feel like that in 3 months? We'll see. I don't know. I can't really say for sure. Like right now I'd say like, I would self-diagnose that weed is a good thing for me. I don't know. I don't know for sure. I mean, I really would. I'd really love to be. I'd really love to think that I could like responsibly drink at some point. I don't know that that's possible. I'm not saying it, or I don't know that's impossible. Right now, I just need to like kind of just clear everything and just focus on that for.
But is the impetus for because you were approached, or were you already feeling it?
I was already feeling it. I was approached, but like I could feel I was gonna get approached, but I was also like, I could feel that I wasn't finding the ground that I wanted to be on, like just keeping things the way they were.
That's the same reason I got sober, and I think the key is to stay out of the, you know, where you're at right now is perfect, which is to say, I have no idea. I'm just here to find out.
Yeah.
The moment anyone
I
thinks
was
they've
thinking that
decided or they know,
Yeah, it
you know, it's
doesn't
like-
work that way.
And like I have to do that too,
right?
as it relates to him, because this has been really tricky for me because I'm like, oh shit, like there's so many different levels of like what I'm going through, and I think this would be such a great clip to put on the feed. Because a part of me is like, dope, like I get to have my friend, but like we get to have a certain level of closeness that's been missing from our friendship. And that, I mean, for me, this is like, I don't want to say this is my everything, but like I definitely can connect to people who share this common, and it's not even about like being sober so much, because I connect this way with Jason and Victoria too.
Yeah.
Like I connect this way with Didier.
Yeah.
I connect this way with everyone in my life who's like looking to really just have a self-examined life, right? And that requires really, I don't know why it has to have so much to do with looking at the negative stuff or the flaws or where the pain is. But that's really what a self-examined life is. It's like noticing where I need to improve, not just as it relates to physical stuff and health, but like emotional intelligence. So I'm excited for Tim to be on this journey with me, but also the drinking and using has affected me in like a negative way. And I've built up somewhat of this like subconscious resentment because I'll bring it up and he'll convince
I don't think
me.
it's subconscious. I mean, you can guarantee that Tim every 2 or 3 months is going to do some fucked up shit.
But he convinces
behind
himself that it's chill, and then I get convinced it's chill, and it's just a part of, because I'm like a crazy punk rock wild dude, so I don't really fault you for being that. So that's really all it gets written off as for him and for me. It's like, oh, he's just a little crazy, and that's cool, because as long as, because the crazy people are the ones who do like dope shit also and get a bunch of shit done. So I've been trying to, I guess I've been suppressing that resentment or like kind of brushing it under the rug for a long time and not really, and being afraid to confront him with like my real feelings. So there's just there's also a part of me that's like hoping that he like,
but it's also like, what are you going to do? You can confront it if I'm not trying to like, there's so much that I've accomplished even in my life while drinking, and even somewhat of like motivation. Like,
well, what I
how many trips that I've gone on, the amount of stuff I'm willing to take on, because I'm like, I can find it fun to go to fucking Boston to go do some bullshit shoot, and then go to New York to do something, because I know I can have some fun in between, and like I'm like excited to go. There's a sort of a motivation there, and
meaning
then
that you can party in between.
But it's also like, yeah, what, like if you confront me,
what
I'm not
the
going.
healthy version of me would do and maybe should have done is set boundaries. Like, I don't want to be around you when you're like this. Which I feel like I have communicated that I enjoy you not blacked out more than I enjoy you blacked out.
Yeah,
I've
I
said
think
that.
everybody does.
But yeah, so like, but like even taking that a step further, those are kind of like healthy boundaries for someone like me to have. But
Yeah,
but
but
if
you
also
can't
come with
dictate and
abandonment
control
issues,
that.
then you have like that whole thing of like,
see,
but I don't want you
that's
to go.
where I fuck myself.
Right.
And that's not on Tim, but that's like
I have the same
put
shit.
a lot of strain on our relationship. And then you add my wife into the mix, who's like super like kind of like a lot like Tim in a way, and also kind of an enabler and like loves Tim and like kind of like lets him get away with a lot of stuff. And I'm seeing a different side of Tim, which is like, maybe there is something he needs to look at here. So it's caused strain. It's caused a lot of arguments with me and her.
Yeah.
And she ends up defending him when I'm frustrated with his behavior. She's like, it's got more to do with you, which it does have a lot to do with me. But I don't know. You could see where this could be tricky.
Yeah, I was just thinking that like I have a style as a sponsor that has been honed over time and a bunch of mistakes. But basically it's take my direction or go. Because I've got no time for anything else. And it's win-win because either you take the direction and start to change or you go. I am the worst sponsor in the world for the sponsees who I like because I don't want them to go. So I stop holding that boundary and I'm like, yeah, I get it. Just take your time.
Well, that's going to be my
Just
struggle
for me.
here in the house is
Right.
because I've already developed a relationship with some of the people here and I don't want them to go. And I'm like, it's hard. It's hard to not be emotionally connected to like whether or not Carter stays or goes.
Right.
But it could also prevent me from doing what I should do for everyone else in the house. And then Rudy, that's why I have people like Woody and Jordan and Mikey, and we're all trying to do it together, you know? And then even Michaelis is a motherfucker, dude. Like, you should see him on Thursday groups, bro. He'll be like kind of putting the spotlight on me sometimes.
Right.
And like my shit. And
That's
that doesn't fly at like Liberty House with Larry, but like here it can fly because I'm just another alcoholic.
Well, because also you are as responsible for the dynamic in the house as every one of the clients.
Yeah, but to pretend like I got it all figured out and I don't
Right.
make mistakes
Yeah.
is like would be dishonest. And I'm willing to look at the mistakes I'm making, and I also want to look at if I'm like giving someone special treatment
Does,
because they're my
does
friend.
Larry Liberty House claim to walk on water?
I mean, pretty much.
Does
I mean,
he?
he just like, look, if you're running and owning a sober living, like, I understand not wanting to expose your, like, you should never be on the chopping block because it doesn't look right.
Yeah,
But
depending on what you're trying to do and you're
And the
doing
style
something
you're
different.
running,
Yeah.
I'm doing it a different way. I'm
Yeah,
like doing
no,
it.
I think that's better because
But you could understand
you
why.
can earn
it would-
respect that way because you're not above anyone else.
But you could understand why someone would want
Yes.
to take
Yeah.
the other approach.
Yes.
And it's probably the more likely one that's taken. Like, for example, would Aaron ever... Nobody's ever pointing out Aaron's flaws in his company.
It's weird.
You know what I'm saying?
I think in this situation it makes more sense to be transparent because you're trying to get that out of people and like and
Yeah, but
talk
they can
about
also
flaws.
like use it against you, you know?
Yeah. I mean, like
you did
with
it.
us, with us on our
You
like
didn't have to write words when you did it.
in the other side of our company, I don't have to, but I do take the other approach. Like we could be loading gear in, and yes, I could be a team player and like be helping them when they're like on the third trip of gear loading in. But like, I need to also be looked at as like the executive,
Exactly.
or like I need to be looked at as the director because they're trusting me and they're trusting that I'm on a certain level. And if they're seeing me breaking a sweat, like lugging fucking pushing carts around,
I mean,
I'm seeing it in a different creative light.
I mean, I disagree with that particular example, but...
Well, that's
I
why I'm
hear
bringing it
what
up.
you're
I
saying.
mean, disagree. I mean, let me hear what you disagree. I'm down.
Well, I just think that there's something admirable about like the leader or the boss or the director, like helping in any way they can and being like willing to like break a sweat.
But I'll still be the first one to go help them. You know, especially lately, showing up early to load the van up with them. Being there as early
you're
as them.
saying you don't
It's just
want-
like right in front of like if I'm in front of an artist.
You're
like,
saying you
if
don't
they're
want the
gone,
client to see
Yeah.
you loading gear.
Oh yeah, yeah. If they're if like
well, there's also something to be said about that too. Like I took a lot of pride in like Lacey and the Comic-Con crew, like not even knowing that it was my company.
Yeah.
Because I was acting with like a certain kind, and that's how my dad rocks it at Kineo too.
Yeah.
Like he wants to have that humility and be a worker amongst workers to everyone. And then they find out that he's the boss and they go, oh shit, that's crazy. He was just like,
I love that. I had a boss, the best boss. I worked at Starbucks, which is a huge company, right? This woman, they send her into bad Starbucks and she fixes them. You wouldn't know that she wasn't just a worker.
but he's talking about like being a director, right?
Yeah, no,
It's
I
a
get.
little
I
different.
understand. I understand.
I actually
get
don't.
what you're saying.
I think you don't have. I was kind of corrected myself because you don't need to have that approach,
Right.
And who's to say if it's right or
What
not?
you do need is confidence.
Yeah.
And you can help, you can break a sweat. But when it comes down to like making the game time decision creatively, like you need to be sure of yourself.
Yeah.
And they need to know that
Yeah.
you're sure of yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're making everything happen. Without you, there's shit's not happening.
But like I definitely I have seen like you like act a certain way on set that like I wouldn't want to act, and I think that sometimes comes from insecurity.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? I think the guy that's like super secure can have like a soft, like humble approach to everything they do. I'm not saying.
well, I
I'm
always say
perfect.
please and thank you, even with Johnny. You know,
Let's-
please
I mean-
and thank you.
Let's talk detail. Like what?
Well, like when I came to the set and you were playing the music and just the way you were talking to like me and everyone was like, "This is my set." Like I would never want to even use those words.
Yeah. That was I was wondering if that's what you were going for, and just one that really was specifically like it really is. You think it's not, but it for me it means I see a big difference when I like have a music at a certain level. One, it does something to me, but also more so like I'm trying to get girls to like be like dancing and comfortable, and like generally like you wouldn't want that. Like playing loud fucking Drake is not going to be what gets you going for sure. Mm-hmm. And like I don't like you might be able to get it out of people in a different way, but like that truly is something that works for me. And like I'm about to do something, you're like turning the music off. I'm like, dude, I want it on. I'm just like, dude,
it's not.
And then
the
you
best.
like literally turn it completely off
That just
because
sounds like a conflict of interest,
Yeah.
sort of. I mean,
Yeah. That
And
was
I-
just like a me and him thing. And
Yeah.
I don't really have an example.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just your personality and it's just me perceiving that
I just
in like an off light.
yeah, and maybe I didn't need to say it like that, but in that particular case, like you were it's not like you were there in the thick of it. You were visiting, you were coming in and say what up and visit, and like I had to just be like, dude, I want this music. This is my set. Like,
We actually talked about this on a podcast. If you want to know, I wish we could like reference that podcast.
number 108.
No, but it was dude. No, we can. It was the podcast with Randy. I came back from that shoot
Yeah.
to do a podcast with Randy, and I was really fucked up.
Yeah.
I was like just so in my head. And I told Randy about why I was fucked up. And I talked about all the parts that were my part and my perception and my, you know, it all having to do with me. And on the way home, listening to his share really helped me. Like, that's when I texted you.
Yeah.
On the way home, I texted you something nice.
Yeah.
When I really just was upset. But all I did was like say, I'm stoked. I just showed.
Yeah.
I did that's contrary action.
Mm-hmm.
I just left the shoot, and I'm going crazy. I mean, everything's great,
Right.
but my partner just said he didn't want me on the shoot. Well, he said because I turned down the music. I wanted to turn the music down for a second to make a video and get good audio. And he said, you know, he's a big shot director. He's a big shot. It's his set. No, I mean that's what my mind will tell me. And he said, "You're turning down the music, like just let me do my thing." And I'm like, you know. And he said that it hurt me. I didn't make a scene,
Right.
but I don't know. I'm still. But on the way home, I was listening to your 12 step, and I was like, it inspired me to send him a text. I love you. I love you, proud of you. I really am. Like, he set this whole thing up, you know, and it's it's going to be a great video, and it's sort of this kind of stuff I want to be doing. More like there's a good budget. We're able to hire like the DP. So it's like, and I'm over here doing this, and me and I'm doing my own little, trying to make a reality show, getting followers, and we're that's good for the company too, and we're a great team, you know. And he was under some stress and some pressure, and I did something, and he wanted the music, and maybe he thought I was gonna want it off for the whole time. I don't know. Whatever happened,
Sure.
he said some shit, and I'm just so sensitive,
Right.
you know. And I'm just thinking about it on the way home, and I'm, God, please, just God, how would you have me see this? Listen to Randy. I text him, and he says, "Thank you."
Yeah.
I text him, by the way, just so that he'll reassure me that we're okay. It's kind of for me,
Yeah.
but like, it's supposed to be for him.
Yeah.
But it kind of is for him too. Like, I don't know, but yeah, I'm just kind of here to say that, yeah, I get it. Like, my mind. So we're trying to meditate, and it comes in, and I'm like, okay, get it out, and then I'm trying to breathe, and I'm really trying. But I don't know. Right now, sometimes just talking about it is my way.
Yeah.
So that's the podcast. That's what we're talking about here. But yeah, so we're stoked. Tim's doing the deal, and the morning of the intervention, he actually said to me, "I'm actually okay." I don't know. I mean, we haven't actually talked about this since
I got a
then.
good question too.
He said, "I'm okay with you filming it." So we haven't really talked about like how transparent you want to be about the whole thing, and it's caused me to kind of like hold back a little, or not like put the phone right on you in the kitchen last night and be like, "So how you doing?" You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I guess I just would like to kind of know like where you're at with all that.
I feel like I'm not trying to like add this extra pressure because it's feeling good right now.
Yeah.
I feel like I kind of told you before,
Yeah.
like we talked about it slightly, which is like, let's give it 30 days.
Yeah.
Let's see how I'm doing, see where I'm at. And then like, it just puts this weird pressure on. Not that it makes it more real, because right now it is real. I'm
No,
doing
but
the deal.
it's also an added layer of accountability.
Yeah. It's
Which
an-
I think is good for people in new sobriety.
I'm just not trying to like talk about it with people. I'm talking about it enough with my friends and everything, and just
Right.
like, I'm just not trying to.
Can I ask you something?
I don't know. So that's what the answer is. I think
I
like,
respect that.
Let's just give it 30,
I respect that.
and then let's have that conversation. But when it comes to like some TikTok, like if it's like right
Well,
on,
that's kind of what I've been doing
Yeah.
is keeping it like,
if it's like slightly tucked, I'm not hiding it.
yeah, we're only clocking like a couple 100,000 views. No, but it's in a place
Yeah.
that's not like, I know how to do it in a way to where it's only like uber fans who really know what I'm talking about.
Like, for example, this is like,
Yeah, like who's gonna make it an hour into the podcast?
And again, I'm not hiding it. I'm just not trying to like broadcast to the obvious. I think you know the difference.
I do, and I've been respecting that, and I also am excited just because I think that there are so many people. I mean, Woody shared about it tonight, that are dealing with friends, and they don't know how to navigate through that. And not everyone is like that friend. Like that dude is not in the same situation you're in. Like everyone has different levels of this at different times, and I think it requires a different approach. Like that dude, like that they were talking about, like probably needs to go to treatment. What do you look at this?
This
guy.
is off topic. I'm just listening.
Yeah. Well, what's
No,
up?
I know what it's like to live with a roommate who was sober and then isn't.
But what were you just gonna say? You had a look in your eyes.
Well, he had a question. He was
I
excited
was going to
about.
ask him some
Hit
questions.
him up.
So you're known around here, or at least to me, as sort of like the player when it comes to ladies,
Yeah.
right? You have the magic, whatever the magic is, and no one really can figure it out, but you've got it. You think no alcohol is going to affect that, or have you?
Yeah, for sure. It will, just because it's gonna like cause me to not.
I don't know. I think it will be
Yeah.
good, bro.
Yeah.
I don't think you realize how you get.
Yeah.
If you can do it with like in that state,
It's
you
insane.
can crush it
I can't
in this
eat,
state.
dude. I'm shocked when I'll like wake up with like a girl and whatever, and I'm like, I'll see videos the night before.
Dog.
I'm like, dude, who are you that you went home with
Bro,
me? Like,
you-
I can't even believe,
Bro,
that
you already know the answer to that question because look how he walks into this meeting. He's not shy or timid, even sober. And that's one thing I did want to kind of mention.
But there is a weird
I
thing
just have to
about
get
getting
this out there. Like,
okay.
you're on your phone a lot, which you're doing probably bridge stuff, which is
Yeah.
cool, and I appreciate that and I respect that. But I just want you to know that like when I was coming to meetings with 9 Days Sober, I was like super respectful of the meeting.
right.
Just something to think
Yeah, I
about.
noticed
Yeah, I'll
that
think
too. It
about
was
it.
a little bit distracting.
Yeah.
But
There's
I
a
think,
level of like entitlement and ego that like comes off when like the fucking thing when the when you're on your phone a lot and then like you're sharing a lot and then like the Clubhouse thing comes on like full blast and it's not like a embarrassed, it's like fucking Clubhouse, like and it's like funny and I love you.
Well, I was
for
trying.
it, but
I
at the
actually,
same
the only
time-
reason I said that is because like that there's all of a sudden voices that looks like I'm scrolling Instagram when
Right.
it was a notification. I was trying to swipe it up, but I clicked the notification, so it just Clubhouse.
I mean, this doesn't matter.
I don't know, but I want to tell you what,
Right.
like, why I said it. I mean, there
but
is
also,
reason.
I think you were late, so you didn't hear where we said to silence all your.
I mean, that's another thing.
yeah.
Is like be early. Don't be on your phone. Listen more than you share. At least in the first 30 days. That's what I would
The thing
suggest.
is, if you're on the phone, it distracts the people next to you too.
Yeah.
So that's a thing too.
But I mean, it's hard for me because I know he's getting shit done.
Right.
But like, I think that we can put just that little time aside. I mean, when I'm on my phone, I'm only looking at comments, and dude, can you believe these motherfuckers?
What
As
do you-
soon as I get on my phone, I read the Pat on his phone again. Pat on
Really?
his phone again.
But maybe you
yeah,
shouldn't
and
get
I'm
on your
like
phone.
literally like reading their I'm trying to like contribute to the meeting. It's crazy. Yeah.
Wow, that is crazy. I'll take it.
Yeah.
But back to that thing, there is a weird step from hanging out with a lady and moving into the sex part without alcohol is kind of a in stark sober is a little bit. I don't even know how it happens. Really. Anyway, I'll be curious.
I mean, it'll affect in like just some way. Like, I mean, I think right now the thing is like I'm getting into the. I did, this year was a crazy year in like the female department, like just wild times and a lot of girls and so I'm like definitely trying to find more of like a long-term situation.
You're moving into the
Really?
relationships.
Like I'm just getting towards that space, trying to find a quality situation. I think that like
Yeah, I would say that that's probably a good idea.
and drugs and alcohol, it's like even just the sheer fact you could be at a party if you've got blow or something that you automatically puts you in a place to like be in one-on-one with a girl. Or like the drinking like puts you into like, oh, you want to go get a shot, you want to take you need a drink, like it gives you there's more angles to work. I'll have less angles to work where you get like the sort of one-on-one time.
Well-
and like if you're drinking and wanting to be up all night, a lot of like hooking up is different than finding somebody, but like for just sheer hooking up with somebody and like one-offs is like a lot of it's an endurance game. You're like the last man standing, or like you make it towards the end. It's like you have a lot better odds, and I think I'll have less motivation as of right now to like be the last man standing per se. We'll see. I don't think I'm
so
like he says. I think
you were saying when you watch the videos, does that mean you don't even remember?
no. It's just, I don't know what I look like though.
Oh,
I like in my head. I'm feel like a lot of times it's not blackout. I'm pretty coherent. I feel loose or whatever, but I really look back and like my eyes are just like insane.
Yeah.
They're fucking. There's deer. I have levels of it. But they're all pretty insane. I got deer eyes.
Yeah, but like
then I got cross eyes.
But like
then I got-
imagine like what's coming out of your mouth.
no,
Like it's just
I know. It's,
I don't understand like what you're saying.
Well, then there's that level. I mean, there's levels to it.
Yeah.
You know? There's definitely.
So you have some where
So
you
know
don't
what? I
remember
think
it
the
all.
answer is I'll lose a lot of angles, but I'll gain a lot more.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Like, from what I've found is like, first of all, that type of girl is like we should just be avoiding those type of girls, right? First of all, the girl that's like that the angle is the coke or the shot, and if that's the type of girl, like, just I think being honest works almost better.
Yeah.
And you're going to attract the right type of girl.
Well, so you mean like relationship material?
No, but not even just that. Like, just being like, yo, like, I think you're super hot. Like, I'm actually sober, but like, let's go hang out. Like, and that they'll like respect that. I feel like even more, and you can still be fun.
Yeah.
Like, he's not going to lose that.
Right.
Which is kind of exciting.
Actually, it's weird. I have a level of like, I feel more confident. Like,
Right.
not drink. Because there's no like, with drinking, there's always some level of like, some guilt or like, you always have some sort of like, there's something like you feel guilty, even if it's just because you've slept in an hour longer than you wanted to, or there's always a little bit of like a thing. So,
or like you're playing a game of like, how fucked up do we both need to get to hook up? Whereas if you're sober, you don't feel guilty because you're just like, unless they're getting wasted.
but like I don't know. We'll see. Like,
You seem real stoked. So you feel like you're turning a new leaf, like you're gonna achieve goals and things that you haven't and stuff like that.
I also think this is going to be good for us, dude. Like, cause, and me, I just want to always look at the bright side of it because I need to just be in this moment and like I need to detach myself from whatever results. But like I'm scared. One of the things that was really fucking me up in the beginning was like I'm the one person in the whole community of people that has like the most to lose, you know? And I would have to be prepared to like have that boundary. And like, I honestly, like, I just don't want to have to like do that because that would just be fucking like,
You gave an ultimatum, you mean?
yeah, because if you don't do the things we're asking you to do, like I have to be like, all right, well, I have to, this is the line in the sand I have to draw. I mean, that's what we're all saying. And I can't just be like a pushover. So they're all.
Oh, right. If I was like committing to that, it's like, it's kind of like,
so that's fucked
it's kind
up.
of like if I can't accomplish a certain level of goals, it's like, I'm either going to rehab or I'm getting cut off.
Yeah. And that's like,
so it's like, then either way, you were losing me running our business for 30 days.
Yeah. And that's like really fucked up.
Or however long that is.
Yeah. And it's like, it's
Not
a lot.
only that, you're like a lifelong friend, you know?
Yeah.
So.
And it's harder for me than it is for anyone else in that circle. Like Kellen's, like it wouldn't be that hard for him. I mean, it would suck for him and, you know, but like for me, it would just be like such a, but like what I'm saying right now is I should just be out of that. I don't need to be thinking about that. I don't need to be in those results. I just need to be in this moment. And I don't know what's going to happen in the future. And I can't like, I shouldn't be making plans.
That's true. And there's a chance it could all work out positive, you know? So don't have to worry, right? What did Sam say? What did you say worrying was, Sam? Trying to control things or something that aren't.
Worrying feels like taking action when there's nothing to be done.
Okay, I like taking it.
This guy he's a gem dropper.
He said worrying feels like taking action when there's nothing to be done.
Yeah.
Like I've been writing down, like I wrote his quote down from last week because it was so legit.
About destroying the thing because it's the way to be the part of it or something.
No, let's
like
see
that.
if I can find it.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Like actually,
Okay, that way?
Yeah. Thank you.
like today, my quote of the day was actually for tonight was actually Crump, Mr. Crump.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like, if you don't let go of the thing, then you're gonna get dragged. I just like that. Like,
that was great.
That hit me.
When he was quoting that guy.
If you don't let go, you're just going to get dragged.
Yeah.
Also, worrying is taking action. Wait,
Feels like taking action.
worrying feels like taking action when there's really nothing to be done.
Fuck,
Also,
maybe I didn't write his fucking quote. He dropped such a good quote last time. Maybe I just
Traffic
posted.
is only as annoying as I am late.
Yeah, that's a good.
Also, anger or rage is me trying to control.
I can't remember what it was now. Rage feels like taking control back when I'm in a state of powerlessness.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that, I like that. Worrying is trying to take action when there's nothing to do.
And the trouble with worrying is it just ruins your day. You're just not present. You're not happy.
No.
Crump had another one when he was quoting that dude. You're going to get dragged, but there was something before that was really good too.
How ill is Crump though?
Yeah,
Well, he's ill at times, but it seems like he's trying too hard with this whole quantum physics thing.
No, but that's but I really like that because he's making understanding God like tangible.
Yeah, but he's just not saying things like photosynthesis. That has nothing.
Yeah, but the thing about him is he's still not quite harnessed.
It's culminating. Yeah,
he's starting. I think he can be if he can actually graduate Graceland, he will. I think he can become an incredible person, speaker, comedian, actor, everything he ever wants to be.
Me too. And I keep trying to talk to him, man, and just bring him down because you know how newly sober people are like, I got to do this and I got to make the money.
It's crazy.
And he's got the whole thing about the rich thing. It's just so ingrained in his psyche. And
yeah, I want to wrap it up.
Okay.
Just because I wanted this, this was good.
Okay.
You know, we go too long and I got to fucking go home and damn, it's only 10:40. That's nice.
That's great.
But I mean, we should just keep doing, obviously. I kind of feel like I want to, and I also would like to do more of those other ones. If you have, dude, so Tommy Vex, Jason called me and had him on the phone.
Wait,
The singer of Bad Wolves.
Oh,
I talked to him, FaceTimed him. Jason Scheidman called me. Plus, Shelby Kemper has been trying to get us to
Right.
So he's down to. You don't know him though.
No,
do you?
I mean, I know. I mean, I can picture his face and his little fucking Sharpies.
No, but I'm saying, do you know him?
No, not personally.
I want to get him over here.
I know people that do know him though. But
Yeah, I want to get him over here
people.
to do the podcast. He's going to come over to speak, or
is he local?
You know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. Is he,
yeah, he's local.
Can he just drive over here? I mean,
yeah, it's just hard to nail guys like that down. So I don't know. We'll see.
But
how it
him,
goes.
we just go just tell us when you're available, and we just make it happen. We come whenever.
I just don't.
Is he a
I'm
sober
scared
guy?
to do that. Yeah. You know.
Right.
Well, just invite him to the meeting. I'm sure he'll like it, and then he'll go on the podcast.
The thought of me texting him anything is terrifying.
Do you have his number?
Yeah, I've already been texting with him.
Oh,
but I don't want to ask him for anything.
Just invite him. Invite him to the meeting.
All right.
I mean, he's a sober guy. Why wouldn't he want to go to a meeting?
Yeah, you can.
I don't know.
Well, you can you can offer one of we'd love to have you either speak to the house, join a meeting, or
it's got to be me texting him.
Yeah,
I got to just bite the bullet.
There's Sam.
Good night, Sam.
It's fucking awesome, Sam. I love you, bro.
Yeah, I like you too, man.
You want some props?
Keep dropping gems.
And I think that we're gonna do some cool art. We'll do a cool video. I mean, honestly, Tim would be a better person to talk to.
Wickham's on it.
Yeah.
So how's Wickham? You're gonna do that? With it? Oh, okay, cool. So we're not gonna do the drone.
Well, I just figured
that's another video.
I've got an EP going out with 3 songs, and I want to do 3 videos.
Oh, just visuals.
Keep it.
All right, thanks for listening, guys.
Good night.
Night.